Welcome back. We're on the chatting average here. It's looking a little different. We're on camera, and you can finally see why John, the other John and Adam's mothers tell them they have a face for radio. However, we're on Thanksgiving break. The chatting average still lives on, though, of course. John looks beautiful in his Atlanta Braves hat. In case you didn't know he was an Atlanta Braves fan. Adam looks...
I did hear about that, yeah.
That's what I hear, yeah.
I've never mentioned it once. It's a well-kept secret.
So we're trying something here. We announced last show, obviously, that we have one of our dearest friends graduating at the end of this semester, and Adam Busak. That guy.
That's me.
Unfortunately, that means we will continue the chatting average because he's a little crybaby.
Unfortunately, the chatting average will continue.
Sorry, guys. We have to do it again.
We didn't do it on
I'm sorry. We have to keep going. But we're all in different states, which is weird.
Yeah, I'm liquid.
So yeah, that is weird. Trust
me. It's a little, behind the baseball going on here is inside baseball. That's the term. It's 12:23. We were supposed to start recording at 12 o'clock.
It's actually it's 1:23 Eastern.
Oh, shut up.
I mean, you're going to be...
So John lives in a state that has Eastern time zone. So do I, but I'm not weird. Adam is still currently in Columbia, Missouri.
That's true. I could have done the show by myself this morning if I wanted to. I didn't want to, but if I wanted to, I could have.
Wouldn't have. Yeah. What would you have talked about?
Probably exactly what we're going to talk about on the show right now.
It's true. But where would you get this witty repartee?
That's what I'm saying. All right. Do we want to get into it? Obviously, this season's over. So we've continued our off-season shows here on the chatting average and hoping to bring you, I don't know, something that's not mind-numbing. That'll be the second half of the show because the first half of the show is going to be mind-numbingly boring with free agency talk since, Juan Soto hasn't signed anywhere yet.
But he wants to somewhere.
I guess we can start with just I don't know. Adam, you put together a list. We have November 19th.
He froze for a second.
Hello, my Wi-Fi died, but I'm back.
This works. This is fine.
Welcome to the chatting average.
Welcome to the chatting.
Nothing finer. Your camera did turn off, though.
I know. I turned it off on purpose. It's the only way that I'm going to get enough megabits per second to do the show.
Oh, my God.
Picture of Jesus.
It's rough.
All right.
Anyways, we've got our list, and very long list of free agents. But there is a list that has happened so far. Adam, would you like to start us off?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. John, can you cue up some background music?
Yeah.
See, it's funny because you're going to do this in post, but that was the joke.
Do Bonnie and Clyde instrumental.
All right, go ahead.
To start off the week of free agent moves, the Reds sign Nick Martinez. Very, very big deal. And then we have a trade on the same day, Jose Siri to the Mets for Eric Orze. How do we feel about that one?
That's right. An outfielder wearing number 22 went to the Mets. It's Jose Siri.
That's how you feel? That's it?
I mean, it's fine. I don't know. They replaced the defensive plus outfielder in Harrison Bader with a defensive plus outfielder who can actually hit the ball.
Occasionally.
Well, when he hits it far. Now, the when part is doing a lot of carrying.
I think there's a lot of Mets fans that feels like this is the wrong outfielder with the initials JS to bring in. But personally, I'm a big fan of him.
I would have gone Johnson and Sony, but
nice.
I wouldn't have. I don't mind the trade. I think Jose Siri is like a very beneficial outfielder to have out there. I like you said though, John, like he can actually hit the ball. So to be honest, if he can hit the ball, it might be Siri's night.
Yeah. I mean, I like Jose Siri a lot. I think this is a good pickup for the Mets. As far as the return goes for the Rays, they get a middling reliever, Eric Orze, who had just 2 appearances last year for the Mets. So he's not somebody that's super in the Mets plans, I think, in the near future. But with the Rays, anytime they bring a pitcher in, there's always a chance that it'll be, there's always a chance that it'll be a quick career turnaround. So he's somebody to monitor for sure.
For sure. Next day in free agency, I guess Patrick Wisdom got DFA'd from the Cubs. That happened. RIP to him. Just like Bus, he's they might have to do the show online with him instead of doing it in game. The Rockies re-signed Jacob Stalling. The White Sox signed their top free agent target in Austin Slater. There was a trade between the Cubs and the Angels. My favorite kind of trade. Matt Thaiss traded to the Cubs for cash. Another trade, Eli Morgan to the Cubs for Alfonso Rosario to the Guardians. So the Cubs are busy on November 20th.
Honestly,
I think the Cubs got better in both of these trades.
Like Matt Thaiss, interesting catcher depth, because right now
your starting catcher last year was Yan Gomes. You needed somebody.
Yeah, noted Brazilian, but
that is true.
Cash considerations.
Noted, but not to me. Sorry.
Cash considerations. That's a good depth piece.
Good pickup.
I'll be honest. When I first saw the Eli Morgan trade, I misread Alfonso Rosario as Alfonso Soriano.
I did the same thing.
I had the strangest reaction. I was like, he's back?
What?
Like, the Cubs do not need him. Like, their infield is completely full. I don't know what they're going to do with him.
Really like Eli Morgan. He's somebody that I think was unnecessary in a Guardians bullpen that's stacked year in and year out. Somebody that probably wasn't going to find a perfectly good playing spot for there, but I really, really think that he's going to pan out with the Cubs. I could see him by the end of the year closing games for them.
Yeah. I like the signing. It makes a lot of sense. Their bullpen needed some help throughout the year, so it's not a bad signing, or not a bad trade. They needed bullpen help. They got bullpen help. We'll see if it actually works out once the season rolls around in March.
Mm-hmm. November 21st, everybody gets DFA'd.
And we'll talk about that later.
Yeah,
that's a special tool we'll use for later.
Look, I'm not one to show my mouse good tool too early, but I'm just saying that's gonna be helpful. And then a trade, between the Reds and the Royals. Brady Singer, noted College World Series crash out. Singer.
Whoa!
He got really upset.
Because it was raining.
I
also don't like the rain, to be fair.
I'm more of a sleet guy.
Why is it raining?
But what? Sorry.
You're in Georgia. When does it sleet?
It never snows. That's the closest it ever gets.
I guess that's true.
I guess that is fair.
Jonathan India and Joey Wiemer? Joey Wiemer goes to the Kansas City Royals. This is a very interesting trade.
Yeah, and we talked about it when. Well, I don't know. I think I was like doing something that day. What day was that? I think I was driving home.
Yeah, I think you were. It was Friday because this happened right when I was pulling into Starkville.
After I had gotten home, but honestly, Brady Singer obviously wasn't your top pitcher last year. Seth Lugo was a Cy Young candidate, but he was good. Very solid piece of your rotation. And do they really need a second baseman or somebody who can play any other position in the world? Because Jonathan India was on the Reds trying to play any position on the field just because he wanted to play baseball. Like, we know the Reds were going to trade him at some point. We've been saying he was going to get traded for the last 3 years, but I just feel like it's such an interesting thing to trade him to the Royals. I mean, I guess they don't care. They got Brady Singer back. They needed pitching. That works for them. But, like, I don't know. Do either of you have an argument for the Royals of why you would go after him?
I mean, I think he fits an archetype of player that the Royals necessarily look for. It's something that they kind of built their team around in 2015. A lot of very toolsy, good defensive players that aren't going to bring a lot of power, but have enough, baseball IQ to get around the base paths and kind of cause a ruckus. And they haven't necessarily seen a lot of success since 2015, but now they're starting to rebuild their roster kind of in that same mold with guys like MJ Melendez, with guys like Bobby Witt Jr. Obviously, Witt has a little bit more power than that, but I think a guy like Jonathan India maybe fits that archetype. Now, he's not somebody that I would call a top half player in baseball. I think he's a pretty replacement level player, but maybe a change of scenery is going to make a big difference for him. I don't know.
I think that comes from the fact that he wasn't playing every day as well, because there were four other middle infielders in Cincinnati. Mm-hmm. My thing is, like, they started Michael Massey at second base for 100 games last year in Kansas City. And he wasn't great, but he's part of that core, that window opening in Kansas City. He's 26 years old, same age as Pasquantino, 2 years older than Bobby Witt. Like, Jonathan India plays second or short. Maybe he can play third, but then you've got Maikel Garcia there. So you're not putting him at third. You can put him at DH, and that's Nelson Velasquez last year for 64 games. So they were swapping in and out there. But it's like, if I'm Jonathan India, I'm pissed off because it seems like I got traded from one team where I was depth to another team where I'm depth.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was at with it, because Michael Massey, 1.6 WAR, and he's young. You're looking at upside on that part. The DH, with Freddie Fermin and Salvador Perez as that catcher tandem, the odds that if Salvi's not catching, he's either at first, which kicks the Pasquantino to DH, or he's at DH himself. It's honestly, he went from crowded to crowded. I see the outfield as a little, like, I can understand why you go out and get Joey Wiemer.
For sure.
Especially as a depth guy, because you don't have a ton of plus defenders outside of Kyle Isbell. MJ Melendez is still a little shaky considering he's only been out in the outfield for 2-3 years now. He still, came up as a catcher. And then, Hunter Renfroe was out there, strong arm, otherwise.
Yeah, his best days are behind him, I think.
Yeah, so you're looking at a guy who certainly provides defensive hope, if not as a fourth outfielder.
Correct. Which I don't mind. I don't mind getting Wiemer back. That makes sense to me. You get your fourth outfielder, and they kind of needed it. Wiemer's seen this will be his third team in 3 years. So I think as long as he can settle in somewhere, he's not like he's bad. In his rookie year in Milwaukee, 132 games, he hit 204, 283 on base percentage. Wasn't great, but it was his rookie year, and he also kind of had to play like an extended role. Just shy of 1 WAR. On the career though, 0.8 WAR. That's in 2 years. He only played 21 games last year. So I don't mind the Wiemer part of it. I really just don't get the going after Jonathan India, because you're replacing somebody with 1.7 WAR last year. Like, you're bringing in a guy with 1.7 WAR last year to plug holes in positions that are 1.7 to 1.9 WAR from your team last season. So it doesn't really make sense.
It reminds me a lot of, excuse me, initially seeing Jonathan India go to the Royals, I think reminded me a lot of like a lighter version of what Whit Merrifield used to provide those bad Royals teams at the turn of the decade. But like, he just doesn't have as much defensive prowess, not as much positional flexibility. Like, I think there's a universe where he turns into a player of Merrifield's caliber, but he's just not there yet.
No, and India's only played second base in his professional career when he's not been DHing. And for all the talk that there's been about trying to get India to play more positions in Cincinnati, as John kind of alluded to earlier, they never actually got to doing it. And so you have a guy who's sort of position locked right now, and it's sort of a question as to where else he could go. Very much, and he's probably going to slot in leadoff in the batting order, but where are you going to pencil him in on the fielding chart?
Is he?
That's kind of the closest archetype he fits.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with John on that.
I'm not saying he's good at it.
I don't know what their lineups look like, to be honest.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
Bobby let off for a little bit last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they realized that he's going to hit 30 home runs, and they moved him back in the order a little. I don't mind Jonathan at the leadoff, or India at the leadoff spot, but I also wouldn't hate to see him in the final 3 in the order as like a guy who's going to get on base. And if the middle of your order gets on, he's still capable of doing something with the ball, which is kind of nice if he's the 7 or 8 hitter or 9 as a flip around hitter.
Maikel Garcia was their leadoff for a lot of the early parts of the season. Then it kind of shifted between Adam Frazier, Michael Massey, still Maikel Garcia, Tommy Pham, whenever he got acquired, was also there for a while.
Gotcha.
And then you saw Massey and Garcia kind of flip-flop. But RotoWire seems to think that it'll be Jonathan India both ways, lefty and righty. And then
that makes sense.
Bobby Witt and Pasquantino sitting behind him at 2-3.
That makes sense. And Garcia took a hit in his on-base percentage last year, too, hitting leadoff so much. He hit 280, or he was on base 281, but that's compared to 323 and 348 the 2 years before. So I don't mind moving him back in the order either. So I guess, like, if you're going to slot him in and you're going to have to find a spot for Michael Massey, then it makes sense. But then I feel like Michael Massey's just in the Jonathan India situation.
Right. So do we want to move on to the one Rockies acquisition?
The one Rockies acquisition,
yeah.
Technically,
outside of
re-signing Jacob Stallings.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty big deal. Rockies go out and get Kyle Farmer. Kyle Farmer presumably will play second base for the Rockies, a position that has been locked up in the last, we'll say 4-ish years, 3 or 4 years, by one Mr. Brendan Rodgers, but Brendan Rodgers no longer will be playing second base for the Rockies because he was non-tendered. He was one of many players that were non-tendered. What other non-tendered players were there?
Whoa, let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Yet.
I don't really dislike or like the Kyle Farmer signing. Obviously, you've got to have somebody play second base, and it's probably better to bring somebody in than pull somebody up from your minor leagues that aren't fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very Rockies signing, right? Like, Farmer will be there for a year, maybe 2. He'll be like a 96 OPS plus guy. He'll be serviceable.
Yeah. I mean, I've always been partial to Kyle Farmer just because he went to my high school. Like,
well, that's a good reason.
It's like he played quarterback in a triple option offense right after Sean.
Oh yeah.
Which is yeah. But like he's been a very interesting player to follow up with. Came up as a catcher with the Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now it just kind of bounces around the infield. But it's, as you said, Adam, a very, very Rockies way to go. He's okay with the glove. He's okay with the bat. I'll be impressed if he's at like league average or maybe just slightly above in OPS plus. But other than that, I mean, sure, he's a guy and he is going to play a position in Colorado.
OPS plus is average is 100, right?
Yes.
His best season was 23, played 120 games. He was at a 97 OPS plus. He's never been above average. But his best years really were, like, other than OPS plus wise, 21 and 22 with the Reds. Played more games those years, hit better, was on base more. So if he's going to be an everyday guy for the Rockies, I don't dislike it. I mean, it's not like the Rockies are fighting for the division.
Hey,
sorry,
whoa,
Adam.
Hey.
But John has turned into a ghost. Nope,
sorry, it's like really saturated. I'm trying to not mess with it right now, but I started turning really white.
For sure.
Here we go. That's better.
All right.
Into a ghost.
I believe that's okay.
Sorry.
I believe that's it for our free agency signings. I guess we can talk a few potential ones. Obviously, Soto is still out, and we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, I do have
a
quick update. I do have a quick update on Blake Snell that I want to share with you guys. One of the top free agent pitchers of this class, maybe the top free agent pitcher of this class. And I got an update from a source a couple days ago. I'm finding the text right now, so I'm stalling for time. I apologize for vamping, but eventually I'm going to understand why I'm looking for this. Where is this text? Oh my god, I feel like I am okay. Somebody else talk. I'm losing my mind.
Okay, I'm gonna talk quickly. Apparently,
Alec Bohm,
and somebody else may be coming to the White Sox for Garrett Crochet. Sure, yes. That is not enough, Garrett Crochet, I believe. However,
I think I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I would love to see Alec Bohm. And obviously, that's just like the current rumored players. Who knows what the prospect haul looks like, because it is Garrett Crochet.
I would look for I would look for Andrew Painter as well in that deal.
Yeah.
He's one of their top pitching prospects. I would be hard pressed to imagine that, even though there's a bevy of starting pitcher talent coming up in Chicago, I wouldn't be surprised if they want to just recoup something in the starting rotation.
For sure. And I wouldn't mind it either, especially I didn't look what Bohm's contracts looks like, but like, even if he's only on the team for a year, I might buy a jersey.
He certainly fills an interesting role over at third that's been kind of just, it's been
Moncada or whoever else it is.
Yohan Moncada for 10 games and then someone else for 152. But the good thing is you don't really have to, but also you kind of worry about what the depth at third base looks like, because the third baseman for the Charlotte Knights is Yohan Moncada.
Well, yeah, he was DFA'd and he accepted the assignment because he's a weirdo.
He's buying into the culture.
Yeah, trust the process.
All that culture over in Chicago.
Oh yeah.
Bohm agreed to a $8.1 million arbitration deal for this year. He'll be on ARB again next year and then unrestricted in 2027. So it's not like 2 years of Bohm probably, because the White Sox are not going to resign him.
He's an all-star.
I don't hate it.
Yeah,
he's an all-star.
He's fine.
He'd be a good ad, and $8.1 million is probably like the third highest paid on the team next year. But
if he doesn't sign, if he leaves Philly, I am just so interested to see how long it takes for them to sign Nolan Arenado.
Yeah, that's actually a very good point. That's a very good point.
So far, it's been like, oh, what if the Red Sox sign Nolan Arenado, move Rafi Devers to first base, and then just do something with Tristan Casas, which is a terrible, terrible thing.
Shout out Tristan Casas' brother.
Shout out
Talmadge LaCroix.
No, that's not right.
Is not his brother, but he does play with his brother, but I forgot his first name.
Gavin
Casas.
Yes.
It was fun.
On South Carolina.
It
was funny when I realized in like game 3 of the series that it was Tristan Casas' brother.
Yeah, you realize because I told you that. So here's the quick update on Blake Snell, which is that there's 3 teams that are in the bidding for him. Anybody like to guess what those 3 teams are?
San Francisco Giants.
No.
What?
The Los Angeles Dodgers.
Los Angeles Dodgers.
Ugh.
The New York Yankees.
No.
Oh.
Texas Rangers.
No.
Chicago Cubs.
Oh, it's the New York Mets and the Boston Red Sox.
Boston?
Why is Boston buying in? Can we talk about that? What did they see?
Because
they overperformed last year. They overperformed last year, and I think they were impressed with themselves. Maybe the NL East the AL East wasn't quite as difficult as everybody thought it was going to be, right? The Rays really fell out of contention. I think the Blue Jays are probably facing a rebuild going into this year.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, their window came and closed. I think the Red Sox are saying, hey, if the division's thinning out, now is kind of an interesting time for us to try and pour it on, because as much as we've talked about it over these last couple of weeks, I think the Yankees kind of face an uphill battle to stay relevant as well. Now could be a good time for the Red Sox to try to buy in. That being said, I still think they're very far away.
I think they're just overestimating.
I don't know what he just said.
Yeah, he's definitely cutting out.
All right,
but everybody else knows that, like, you overperformed by a lot. Like,
John, we didn't hear a word he said, but
they were much better than anybody thought. I think I picked them to dead last. You guys still hear me?
No, we couldn't hear anything that you said that entire time, and we kept trying to remind you of that.
I'm going to assume a lot of that was we overperformed, and while they don't realize it, everyone else also realized it. Is that a decent summation?
Yeah, I think it's... Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Technical difficulties, and we're allowed to talk about that on this. But basically, yeah, I think they don't think they overperformed as much as they actually did. I think that they thought their team was better, and I don't agree with that unless they oversign everyone.
Yeah, no. I mean, Will Abreu is not a playoff right fielder. He's a good rookie, good future. That's not going to get you there.
Yeah.
And neither is a minus defender in Rafi Devers. But
Yeah.
Plus, like, I think you're on the subject of the Yankees. A team that just doesn't get enough honest media coverage. They're aging out. Anthony Rizzo, old, probably still concussed. Gleyber Torres isn't gonna be there. Anthony Volpe is not the next Derek Jeter. Do not talk to me about Anthony Volpe being the next Derek Jeter. You lost
everybody. JD_Sansoni, and talk to him about how Anthony Volpe is the next.
Yeah, you know what? Go ahead, and while you're at it, send Adam your favorite meme.
Yeah, please.
Giancarlo Stanton might just hit till he's 50, but he doesn't field. Aaron Judge, I'm gonna say it, is like it's like a league average center fielder, like as a defender.
Oh yeah, let's get him out of center field. I think that's the best way to fix that. But
without a doubt,
they're not going.
Waiter, another Trent Grisham, please.
Waiter.
But like
I hate to say it like this, but like the way you get Aaron Judge out of the outfield or out of center field or out of the outfield in general, I guess, is he goes running into the wall and he misses 60 games next year. And all of a sudden that Yankees front office is going to say, "Oh, Giancarlo Stanton, have fun on a different team. Aaron Judge is our DH for the rest of his career."
Or if you're playing Out of the Park Baseball 23, shout out Noah Chen, you are moving him to first base for some reason.
Yes, but also Noah Chen has reversed 3 different injuries on Aaron Judge while I've been sitting next to him. So I'm pretty sure you can't do that in real life.
Probably not.
Correct. Yeah, I've tried actually.
No.
Wait.
I've tried. It doesn't work.
I know one thing we didn't talk about before we go into our fun little segment.
Yeah, what's up?
The Heart and Hustle Award.
Oh no! Yeah, we were gonna lead with that. No.
No, we talked so much about Kansas City Royals and leading off. We forgot the Kansas City Royal to lead off the show.
No,
I hate.
We're not respecting the greatest award in baseball history.
Oh,
tell you, Adam read Reds signed Nick Martinez, and I was like, we were supposed to start with Heart and Hustle.
It's fine.
I've been sitting here for 26 minutes or whatever, thinking, we forgot something.
That's right.
The Heart and Hustle Award to Bobby Witt Jr. Cool.
Hey.
I believe that means he gets slimed. No, I'm kidding.
Chatting Average funny moment number 17. Also,
follow us on Twitter.
Yeah, follow us
Chatting
on Twitter.
AVG KCOU until we change it.
Nice.
That's true. I'm gonna have to look at that. Also, since we do calls to action, listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
John, how else are they listening to us?
That's true. YouTube. We're actually probably gonna post this to YouTube.
We're gonna be on YouTube.
Hey.
Hi YouTube. It's called,
like, subscribe, and follow, or whatever it is.
Like, subscribe, follow for more. If you
comment, maybe.
Yeah, comment. Send Adam your favorite meme. Has your inbox have you ever actually
Really
been
never.
sent to
Not
me?
a single time. Never.
One
Look.
time I sent Adam my favorite meme. It happened about 5 minutes.
Yeah, that is
Look,
I
true.
actually sent it to our group chat.
That is true.
All right. Are we good to get into this
Yes.
fantasy
Got
draft?
Yes.
Santoni. You just got Santoni so good.
I just looked at that.
Oh, it's my favorite meme.
We're not going to talk about what it is. We should not.
No.
That's my
we
favorite
cannot
meme
say what
too.
it is.
All right. John, I don't remember who came up with this idea. It wasn't me. I don't have
Adam.
ideas.
It was me.
It was Adam.
Adam came up with an idea to do, because there have been so many people that have been non-tendered or DFA'd, a non-tendered fantasy draft, and we will follow what they look like. Nope, we know what they look like. We will follow what their like seasons look like throughout the year and see who drafted the best team. If we remember, the season ends in like 9 months, so I doubt we'll remember, to be honest. But we'll try.
I will remember.
I'm gonna set a reminder right now.
John's mom, send John your favorite meme. All right, so the idea is 3 fielders, 5 fielders.
I think 3 pitch.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, 3 pitchers, 5 fielders is my understanding.
I'll say this: there are more pitchers. There are more pitchers available than position players. So maybe we want to do 5 pitchers, 3 fielders.
What if we just did 4 and 4?
4 and 4. Okay, 4 and 4. We're doing 4 and 4.
Oh, look at this guy.
So 8 rounds. We've already decided the order. I believe it goes. Yes, I sent it to you.
I don't read my texts.
I know. It was 12-10 and you still weren't on the call.
Well, no, I had technical difficulties.
Eating lunch at the time we said we were going to do the show.
That's not true. I finished my lunch at 12:02.
So
That's
2 minutes.
2 minutes late.
Okay,
Oh,
all right.
brother.
All right.
Okay.
So 4 pitchers, 4 hitters, 8 rounds. We're doing a snake draft. It goes Adam, John, me, John. No, wait, me, John, Adam, John, me, John, Adam. You know, right? Like how a snake draft works.
Yeah, snake draft. Think fantasy sports.
Think fantasy sports, yeah. Or if you still can't figure it out, stop listening and send John your favorite meme.
And then start listening again.
And then start listening again. Let's start over from the beginning because we need the listenership.
We cannot lose retention 37 minutes in.
Okay, are we ready to go?
Yes.
Cool. Adam?
Oh, I have the first pick. I was listening. I think generally speaking, when
Is somebody writing this down?
I can write it down, yeah.
Okay, cool.
When you look at who is DFA, generally, I think there's probably a bigger depth of pitchers than infielders year in, year out, just because, especially with relievers, they're a little bit easier to come by. They're a little more volatile. So I think there's more depth of quality in the pitcher side of things than there is on the hitter side of things. That being said, I am actually going to start my 1-1 pick is going to be a pitcher because I think to me there's a clear and obvious best player available in this draft, and that's Jordan Romano.
I agree. Great pick. When I looked at the list of people non-tendered, I kind of figured that was going to be a top 2 pick.
Yes.
So that works.
I'm gonna stay on theme here with closers. I'm going Kyle Finnegan. I think the Nationals find themselves in an interesting position with their bullpen, but Kyle Finnegan wasn't particularly bad. It came out to a .9 WAR last year, and still only 28. You've got him ARB eligible through 2025. This is a guy that I think could very much be a decent back of the bullpen on the right team. So I'm picking Kyle Finnegan.
It's a good pick.
It's a good pick. I like that. I honestly wrote out all the names that I wanted and then didn't put them in an order. So I kind of have to think here. But I like the Kyle Finnegan pick. I'm also checking previous seasons. I won't lie. I have 2 picks here. I get the snake. So
You do get the snake.
I'm gonna take a pitcher and I'm gonna take a hitter just to like stack my order here.
I like that.
Yeah, I don't hate it. However, I think I'm gonna take Griffin Canning.
Oh, Gold Glover.
He is a Gold Glover. Couple 4th, 5th year in the league next year.
Something like it.
He's finally out of Los Angeles. So, betting on the fact that a change of scenery means something. My second pick will be. Okay, I'm thinking. Give me a second.
Take your time.
I know. I'm allowed.
True. We don't have a shot clock or anything.
How many teams need a first baseman? Actual question.
Ooh.
I'm not helping.
I don't know.
No, like, because I'm taking him either way. So I'm taking Gavin Sheets here, which is a bad pick.
I knew it.
But he's my king. So
he wins.
That is true.
He wins John's Heart and Hustle Award or his King of the Season award.
Yeah, that is true.
So yeah, I don't hate the Gavin Sheets pick. If he can just play first base somewhere and not have to play the outfield, I think he has a better year at the plate. And if you throw the ball low and inside to him, you're never going to see that baseball ever again.
Fair enough. Mr. Sansoni, back to you.
I'm going to go with. This is sort of a flyer, which is great that I'm doing that so early. I'm going Sam Haggerty, the Mariners outfielder.
Interesting.
Okay.
And part of my reasoning is that he didn't play much this season because of an Achilles injury.
Yeah.
But he provides a lot of positional flexibility. He's played first, second, third, and the outfield in his career. Plus, still at his age 30 season, I'm willing to take a flyer on a bounce back. I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure. I think, especially in a less crowded Mariners infield and outfield situation, because they've basically fire sold everyone so far. I'm willing to bet that Sam Haggerty has a better season than the .3 WAR he had over the 15 at-bats he had this season.
I think Haggerty is somebody that could very easily sign for veteran minimum with a contender, be like the 4th outfielder, super utility guy, and put up like 3 WAR on the season. He could have a very solid year.
I agree.
Sam Haggerty, not somebody who is on my big board, but I respect it. Okay, I've got the wraparound, so I'll have 2 picks here. And I think I'm going to start with somebody that I'm a little bit surprised that fell this far in the first place, in Nick Madrigal. Super highly rated draft. I think it was 4th overall draft pick. Never really worked out with either of the 2 Chicago teams, but I feel like somebody that has enough pedigree that there's still some meat on the bone there, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a bounce back season from him.
Interesting. Yeah. So, back to me.
Nope.
No, it's still me.
Oh.
I have 2 of them.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy. Do I want to go back-to-back on position players? I think I do. I think that's exactly how I'm going to play this one. I'm taking the homer pick. Give me Brendan Rodgers. Another very highly rated draft pick, I think, for the exact same reasons as Madrigal. He's somebody that still has yet to have his best days, has yet to really pan out, but he's somebody that I think could be a 3 to 4 WAR upside player each and every year.
Interesting. That is exactly where I was going to go. I was hoping that somehow you forgot about a Rockies player, so I'm a little thrown here. There's a couple ways I could go with this. I'm willing to take a shot here on another outfielder. Give me Austin Hayes. So he didn't do great in his stint with Philly, but I believe he was dealing with a lingering injury, if memory serves.
Yeah.
Do you have to let it linger?
Do you have to? Do you have to?
Do you have to? Do you have to?
Yeah, see,
Do you have to?
he had a kidney infection when he was in Philly.
Oh, yuck.
Well,
Yeah.
that happened on the field, right? That's an on-field injury, correct?
I'm not sure, actually.
I don't think it was.
Oh. But you still have a guy who can very much, was a regular producer in 2023, 2.5 WAR, with and an All-Star nod with the Baltimore Orioles. I think he could be a cornerstone corner outfielder for a team looking for someone that, just fill in a gap.
Yeah, that's a sharp pick. I like that.
I like that. I enjoy that.
Thank you.
Back to John.
Yeah. Let me make a pick here.
No.
Make two of them.
I will be making two. My first pick, I'm gonna take. I'll be honest, little behind the scenes here. I'm going between Tauchman and Ramon Laureano. And I think between the two of them, I'd rather have. Give me Ramon Laureano.
Sharp.
And then my pitcher, I also don't understand why he's still there. Give me Cal Quantrill.
Dang it! Oh, that was where I was gonna go.
1.6 WAR last season. Maybe he gets traded to a team that will try to play baseball, and or not traded, signs with a team that'll try to play baseball and make a difference out there.
Oh,
he was very good last year. That's a very good pick.
I have no idea why I didn't assume he was going to go before me. That is, okay, all right. Well, now I'm annoyed because I'm thrown for a bit of a loop here.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks.
Nobody's taken anybody who I've been like teed up to take so far. So
I'm gonna go bullpen again.
Okay.
You better not.
We're going back to the well of former Orioles. Give me Jacob Webb.
Oh, okay.
Not even
where I thought you were going.
0.9 WAR in through 60 games, 3.02 ERA. His biggest knock is just he walks too much. He had 27 walks on the season in Baltimore, but versus a 58 strikeout. He had 9.2 strikeouts per 9, but 4.3 walks per 9. And for a guy that you're gonna slot in that 7, 8, or 9, not exactly where you want it to be, but I think that's certainly something coachable. So, give me Jacob Webb, if not for anything, just because he's a Braves legend.
He is a Braves legend. I'll give you that.
I'm interested to see who you thought I missed here, because that's a good.
Yeah, I've got one pitcher pick and one position player pick, and the pitcher pick for me is kind of a slam dunk. We're going back to the well with relievers. Somebody that's been a high leverage reliever before, I think, could get back to that. Maybe not a closer, but a 7th, 8th inning guy. That's Patrick Sandoval.
Yeah. Dang.
Good pick.
That's.
Felt good about that one. Like that one out of the hand. I'm gonna go position player with my second draft pick. This one maybe a little bit of a homer pick for me because I've seen this guy play before. I saw him in the 2021 All-Star Futures game. In fact, he was the MVP of the 2021 All-Stars Futures game. That's Brennan Davis.
That's a good pick.
Surprised that the Cubs quit on him this quickly. I think that he's somebody that was very, very talented coming up through the minors. Clearly showed a flash. I mean, All-Star or Futures game MVP speaks for itself. I think he's somebody that if he finds a permanent home could be a mainstay for a very
long. Okay. Back to me here, and it's that's.
You got this, John. I promise.
All right. I'm caught between a couple, but I think Mike Tauchman's still out there, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna take Mike Tauchman. If nothing else, because he gets on base. In his 2024 season, a 357 OBP. That's, that certainly brought up his OPS. He, over the past 2 seasons, a 105 and a 106 OPS plus. I'm frankly, I think he just, I don't think the Cubs really wanted to hang on to him too long, but I really do think he still has some value for you. He still has something left in the tank. He's played all 3 positions in the outfield, and I think he's someone that I'm willing to take a flyer on.
Like that pick. I like that pick.
That is a good pick.
With my next 2 picks, I'm going to pick 2 people who accrued more than a combined 3.5 WAR last season. In Josh Rojas and Colin Poche.
Yeah, Colin Poche, that's a good one.
That is a good one. Any justification for either?
I was going between Birdie and Rojas for infielders, and Dylan Carlson, and then I remembered that he had like a negative 1.7 WAR last year, and I just prefer to not have somebody like that on my team. And I went with Josh, mostly because of aura. And then I went with Poche because I don't really trust any of the other pitchers on this team that have been DFA'd really, and unfortunately, I have to take one more.
Well, that's good foreshadowing.
So,
Thanks.
I've taken a lot of relievers and I've taken a lot of outfielders, and part of me wants to spread out a bit and go to some more diverse picks, but I don't know. I don't know if the little lizard in the back of my brain is gonna let me let this guy go. Give me JT Chargois.
Darn it.
0.9 WAR on the season, but a 2.23 ERA. Still has something. Still might have something in the tank. 2.84 ERA plus in Miami for the first half of the season. Only a 1.36 in Seattle, but I think just you saw that flash in Miami. I'm willing to take a shot on it, and Winter Rice fight never dies. Let's take JT Chargois.
That's now the 3rd player that H has taken that was not even on my big board whatsoever.
I like that pick. I was going to take him. I won't lie.
Fair enough. JT Chargois coming off the board. Congratulations to Mr. Chargois. I have 2 picks here. I'm in need of 2 pitchers and 1 position player. I think I'm going to knock out one of the pitchers right now with Tanner Rainey.
Yeah.
Not good, but he's fine. I think somebody can find, service with him, which is better than you can say about I don't know. Just not to tip my draft board here, but I don't think I'll be taking Yasker Hinoa. I think Tanner Rainey's probably a better pitcher than him. I also think Colin Gillespie's a better pitcher than him, so I'm going to take Connor Gillespie and be done with my pitchers.
Okay.
That's also your last pick, right?
No, I still need one position player.
We swing back one more time. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with someone who can play the infield and the outfield again. Give me Connor Joe.
No.
Damn
it.
Rockies legend. Came out with a 0.6 WAR on the season, but just kind of got crowded out in the first base and the outfield positions because for some reason they wanted to ride the Rowdy Tellez hot hand. I think there's something. I think he's still got a little more to play. Still got a little more in the tank. Give me Connor Joe.
Great pick.
Do I have one more? How many more do I have?
Yeah, you have one more.
One more. Okay.
Lieber has 2 more, and I have 1 more.
These are my last 2 right here. And with those last 2 picks, I'll be taking John Birdie because he's still there. And if he can get back to Miami, John Birdie, he'll have 2.5 WAR, and that'll be okay with me. And my pitching pick here to fill out the rest of my team will be Luis Patino.
See, those are some good ones. I'm trying to reason with myself.
You can only select a pitcher.
I can only select the pitcher.
Okay.
That narrows it down a little bit. I think
I'm
going to go with
not even paying attention to his own team.
I remember the names I've picked. I just don't remember.
I don't think that's true.
Give me Ray Kerr. And I want to explain why.
Please.
As a Brave, negative 0.1 WAR, right? But he swung between these. He, on short notice, started a few games, went 4 innings and kind of got tagged, but was a really good lefty reliever when he showed up and then had to get surgery. Wait, is he not even going to pitch? He's not even going to pitch next season. Hold on, I can't take that. I can't do that.
No,
the
pick is in.
No, come on. I need a McGuffin on that one. Come on.
The pick is in.
He's not even going to pitch.
That's also not what the word MacGuffin means. You're thinking of Mulligan.
Mulligan. Oh, right. MacGuffin's just an item that they use to spur people on.
Yeah, that's a writing trope.
That's a writing trope. Oh man, that's annoying. That's actually that's gonna really.
Lieber, should we let him cancel it out?
Please, come on, guys, come on.
It would have been funnier though if he didn't realize it until like an hour from now.
Yeah, that would have been funnier. Okay, fine. You can have a repick.
Oh, thank God.
Oscar Noah is still there.
Brett Honeywell.
Oscar Noah punched a wall.
Yeah, I know, and it ruined his career.
What is the Cy Young that was on your team? More than one.
Makes a point.
It's true.
Attacked people with scissors in a clubhouse once.
Yeah, but we've all done that.
No.
What do you mean, no? I've done it.
Of course you have. Of course you have.
Okay, I don't appreciate your tone there. I'm going to go with Alex Young off of the Mets.
Alex Young it is. Any particular reasoning?
0.3 WAR. He was a good depth bullpen piece. I think he's, in a bullpen that might start to get a little thinner. I think he's a good guy to take a flyer on. 2.87 ERA, appearing in 17 games. I think when people are going to give him a chance, I think the Mets just didn't want to swallow the money that he might have been owed in ARB. So I think he still is someone who will be on the board as like a middle reliever. But I think just the Mets kind of gave him up out of necessity, and I wouldn't be surprised if he even goes back to the Mets.
Well, they did have to eat Jose Siri's contract.
True.
That is true.
And Adam Busak with the final pick of the draft.
Final pick of the draft, and I have to take a position player. I still have 3 position players on my big board. One of them is Patrick Wisdom. A lot of meat left on the bone there, but I am not going to take Patrick Wisdom. Not going to take Patrick Wisdom. Another one is Dylan Carlson. I think somebody who has maybe the biggest upside of anybody left available on the board, but also by far the lowest floor. Negative 1.7 WAR last season speaks for itself. Speaking of low floor, gentlemen, remind me, who was last season's chatting average 2024? Huh?
Hart and Hustle Award winner?
No, I don't think that guy's available. However, there is an award winner that is available, and he was our 2024 LVP. Who was it?
Our LVP.
We looked at Twitter.
Come on, guys.
It wasn't our biggest pumpkin because that was Jordan Montgomery.
It was not the biggest pumpkin.
It was Brian De La Cruz.
Brian De La Cruz. Welcome to my team.
Really?
Wow. Adam Busak actually just drafted somebody who will take away 2.2 more from his total at the end of the season.
He's going to bounce back. He's going to bounce back.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
I'm betting on it. I'm riding with him.
That's what I hear you're doing with the Mr. Irrelevant pick, Brian De La Cruz.
That's the one.
Irrelevant sounds right.
So really quickly reading over the teams that we have presented in front of us. Mr. Lieber. You have Griffin Canning, Cal Quantrill, Colin Poche, and Luis Patino. As far as your hitters go, Gavin Sheets, Ramon Laureano, Josh Rojas, John Birdie.
I do this for a living.
That's a really good team, actually. Okay,
Mr. H, your team. The pitchers, Kyle Finnegan, Jacob Webb, JT Chargois, and Alex Young. Your hitters, Sam Haggerty, Austin Hayes, Mike Talkman, Connor Joe.
You're carried by your hitters there.
Yeah, kind of. I don't know. It's a big bullpen year.
True.
And then, of course, my team, Jordan Romano, Patrick Sandoval, Tanner Rainey, Colin Gillespie, and my hitters, Nick Madrigal, Brendan Rogers, Brennan Davis, Brian De La Cruz.
Big year for B first names.
It really is. It really is.
That's right, Bon and Badham.
And
Big
Bon.
Matthew.
Is Badham like the evil Adam?
Badham be like, yeah, guys, I'm going to be right on time for the recording session today.
Okay.
I like that.
Right.
That was fun. Non-tender draft. I like that a lot.
Well, you're welcome for the idea.
Yeah. What's
so
next?
There's one thing we do every show. It's going to be interesting to do remotely.
Yes, it is.
There's a certain 3x3 grid called the Immaculate Grid.
No way.
Look at this today, dude. There's a Rocky section.
There's a Rocky section. So the Immaculate Grid is a 3x3 grid with 3 rows and 3 columns with teams and awards and stats that you need to pair up. The 3 rows are Cincinnati Reds, Toronto Blue Jays, and a 10-plus win season for pitching. Your columns are the Texas Rangers, Adams Colorado Rockies, and a first-round draft pick. Now, the first-round draft pick can be any team's first-round draft pick as long as they have played for the team they are paired with. 10-win season has to be with the team they are paired with as well.
I didn't know that. Well, I didn't know you didn't have to be a first-round pick paired with the team. You just have to be a first-round pick who played with the team.
Played at least one game with the team and was drafted in the first round by anyone. So, like, a few weeks ago, we played with Detroit, and Joey Wentz was there for Detroit, but he was a Braves first-round pick.
Right. Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was Joey Wentz. I don't remember. Anyway.
But that makes sense, yeah.
So, Cincinnati and Texas.
Yes. This is the board.
Bubba Thompson. How do we feel about Bubba Thompson?
I like that.
I do like some Bubba Thompson.
Because he's the most recent guy I remember.
0.3%, not bad.
Okay. I'm trying to leave the Rockies row for Adam. I don't want to.
Yeah, I think I might have an option for all 3 of them.
Okay, I'm stuck between 2 for Texas and Toronto.
Okay.
Either Rob Refsnyder.
Okay.
Or Jesse Chavez.
I think Refsnyder.
Okay.
This is Texas and Toronto, right?
Texas and Toronto, yeah.
0.3 again, not bad.
Good work.
Not
good work.
bad
Good work.
at all.
Shall I go ahead and get these 3 Rockies out of the way?
Yeah, go ahead.
Rockies, Cincinnati Reds. Matt Belisle. Belisle. Matt Belisle.
Sure. 0.8.
Rockies and Toronto Blue Jays. John Axford.
How's John spelled?
Like yours. 0.5.
Rockies 10-win season pitching the Cookie Monster, Aaron Cook.
2%.
Was he called the Cookie Monster, or did you just?
It was called the Cookie Monster.
Okay. 10+ win season for Texas. I want to say Jordan Lyles got a 10-win season for him.
Do you?
That's totally possible, actually.
Because he ate a lot of innings. He's the Chad innings eater.
He's the Chad innings eater. I agree. How long was he in Texas for?
Not too long. Maybe a year or two. But I want to say he was actually not bad in Texas.
Okay. I'm good with running it. You guys good with running it?
Fine with me.
Yeah.
What was it again? I'm sorry.
Jordan Lyles for the 10+ win season in Texas.
Yeah, I like that. I have a first round Blue Jay.
Did you put him in?
Yes, Jordan Lyles with .09.
Am I
the only one putting this in?
Yes, you're the only one putting him in.
Gotcha.
10 and 13 in 2021. He also led the league in earned runs that season.
Nice.
Not a stat you want to lead the league
in. Josh Donaldson for first round pick Blue Jays.
Okay.
He's 4%. I already put it in.
Oh, okay. All right, sure.
I didn't realize I was the only one doing it. I apologize.
All right, that's fine.
Do we have a Reds first round draft pick?
Yes, actually.
John has one, apparently.
Jeter Downs.
Does
he play?
Did he play a game for them last year?
Oh, did he? Oh, I don't think he did, actually. Oh, wait, hold on. No, he didn't.
He has to have played a game.
He has to have appeared.
Oh, man.
I have another one if we don't.
I have CJ Nitkowski.
I have Jay Bruce.
Which one do we think?
Stevenson.
Huh?
Robert Stevenson.
Have we all just named 3 different people?
Yes.
Yeah.
We've all named 3 random Reds.
Okay. Somebody say it again, and then we'll just go with that one.
You go first, then.
Okay, so it's Robert Stevenson.
Yeah, let's do Robert Stevenson.
.2. Now we need
Rockies legend.
Now we need a 10-win first-round pick.
Ooh, that could be a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean that was pretty easy.
I think Jose Barrios was a first-round pick. Did he have a 10-win season?
Hear me out. Homer Bailey.
Sure.
Okay, yeah.
Hey, 8%. That'll play.
There you go.
I like it.
Number 1 answers. Left to right. Josh Hamilton, Mike Moustakas, Jonathan India. Shout out.
Yeah. Yep.
Marcus Semien, Troy Tulowitzki, Roy Halladay, and then Nolan Ryan, Ubaldo Jimenez, and Steven Strasburg. Hardest spot on the grid today was Reds Rockies. Thank God we have Adam.
Yay.
Our lowest answer today was Jordan Lyles, which actually went up a percentage point since we put it in. It's now 0.10. Our highest answer on the board was Josh Donaldson at 4%. So could have had a real low grid today. I mean, 8's still pretty low.
It's pretty good. 8 is pretty good.
We aren't time constrained today, I'd assume, but we have 5 minutes to rant before we go.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Who wants to rant first?
I can rant first. I had a very long weekend in the great state of Mississippi, including a hotel that did not have internet and a town that did not have drinking water. I'm excited to be back in the lovely city of Columbia, Missouri. Even if we don't have people, we have Wi-Fi and we have taps, and I think that's pretty impressive.
Do you have Wi-Fi? I only hear you. I don't see you.
Well, that has more to do with my apartment complex than anything else.
Dull. The square?
Square.
Stop. No, stop. No.
All right, sure.
John, what do you have to rant about?
I don't have a car here. My car's at the St. Louis airport right now.
Okay, got it.
So
which lot are you in? I'm gonna go break into your car tomorrow.
Don't say that.
Not gonna do that. I'm not gonna tell you. Nuh-uh. What? So you're flying tomorrow, or are you just driving?
No, I'm just gonna go break into it.
All right.
Are you not going home, Adam?
No.
Oh, makes sense, I guess.
I guess because you went home so recently.
Also, because I work the entirety of break.
I guess.
Not I guess. I actually. Anyway.
All right, John Brandt.
But it is severe. Haven't realized that it's going to limit my options so much until now. And I'm thankful that my mom works at a school, so she's going to be she's off work all week, but my dad works from home, so it's like I'm not out of options, but it's like I like driving a car I like am comfortable and like familiar with, and not like I can't drive another car, but it's like it just kind of throws me off every time because there's 3 very large SUVs versus like.
And you're a pickup guy.
Yeah, I'm a pickup guy. I'm a very small early 2000s pickup guy. It's like I don't.
He's an S10 guy.
Yeah, like
he's a free agent pickup.
Or Costco guys. Also, yeah, shout out them on AEW something or other. Like that was like I keep seeing clips of AJ and Big Justice on Twitter. And it looks like they were actually having a ton of fun on AEW. So shout out them, but also not shout out the lack of car in a car-centric city like Atlanta. Cannot hear what you're saying, John. There you go. You're good now.
Am I back?
You're good. It's just you were just kind of far away for a second.
Well, anyways, the one thing I have to rant about is also has to do with a car-centric. Well, not a car-centric city, but a city. I went up to Chicago on Saturday. Yeah, that sounds right. For like the Christmas lights parade. I'm not looking at the text, Adam.
I do.
And I, it takes about like 45 minutes to an hour to get up there. We had a parking garage already paid for and everything, but like we got up there and then sat in the car for an extra 35 minutes. My dad sat in the car for an extra hour and maybe 10 because we were trying to go 4 blocks north to get to the parking garage. Happen. However, everybody was blocking the roads because, one road was closed off. Well, multiple roads were closed off. There was like a 3-block perimeter from like the parade route as well. But like everything was blocked off. And then people, of course, because it's Chicago and everybody's just a bunch of assholes. They're like blocking the intersection. So nobody had anywhere to go. So like we'd sit at a light for like 20 minutes. There's nowhere to go. I don't know. Here's my thing. It's what I'd like to rant about. I'd like to live in a big city one day, maybe even Chicago. What if more people just took the train or, hear me out, walked?
I don't know, man. I like, shout out subways, shout out elevated trains, I guess, if you're Chicago and want to feel special. The L.
Or the pedway underneath. There's the pedway is underneath too. You can walk underground and you don't have to deal with the cold.
True. That's sure.
We as a society need to take care of car-centric infrastructure, and step 1 is get rid of Uber.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of true. But then that makes people drive when they're not okay to drive.
Oh yeah, you're right.
All right.
Maybe.
Well.
Oh well. Forget I said it.
Anybody got anything else? Oh, I'm playing bingo tonight. That'll be fun.
Congratulations. You're now 84 years old.
Can I have your AARP card?
You can, shout out to anybody who's listened to this. Just so you know, you can be a member of the AARP before the age of 65 and before you retire.
That's
they
true.
Can't age discriminate. That is illegal in the United States. So, you want that AARP card? You can get one. You do have to pay, I think, a little extra for it, but whatever. Other than that, thank you guys for tuning in to the first ever, whatever we're calling this Chatting Average episode. Maybe there's video. Maybe you're watching
the Heart and
YouTube.
Hustle episode. Come on.
If you found us on YouTube, like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. Pudding.
Oh.
You won't get the notification when we post because YouTube
You'll
sucks.
have already seen it.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts,
Rate us 5 stars.
I think there's a guy in Oklahoma who's writing the transcript on a tablet, not like a computer tablet, like a stone. If you want that, I think you have to travel to a city, which is a little interesting. But you can read the transcripts in Oklahoma of all of our shows.
You have to knock 3 times on his front door and ask for Ronaldo.
Yes, his name is not Ronaldo though, so don't refer to him as that after that.
Yeah, that's true.
You can follow us on Twitter at chattingavgkcou, and I don't know, see what we're doing on there. To be honest, sometimes it's just the chatting average has learned things. So we haven't learned anything recently, and there's been a lot of moves in the MLB.
The charting.
We really should learn things. We should start learning things more.
I mean, you're the one with privileged information.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
So, anyway.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. Maybe this will go better in the coming weeks.
I'm gonna start looking for like microphones and things. I think that's probably smart.
But I'll try and make my microphone work. That'd be nice.
Or your camera. I think I'm gonna put like a big square, like a really stretched out picture of you over where your icon is.
Yeah, you should do that. You should exactly.
So even when your camera is working, or like I think the moment your camera stops working, it's just gonna be like a stretched PNG of you. Maybe it's the Applebee's one. I'm not sure.
I like that. Nobody's gonna be able to see my profile picture on Discord.
No. So sad. Anyway.
All right. This is the end of the chatting average. For John, I'm Adam. Thanks for listening. Back on FM next week. I don't have anything else. Play the music.